Well, Democrats in Congress are still debating President Biden's sweeping social spending bill, still split on key issues like drug price reform and climate change. The United Nations is holding a major climate conference in Glasgow, Scotland at the end of the month, making a deal on climate more important than ever for this White House. ABC News White House reporter Mary Alice Parks has a closer look.
As Democrats publicly debate spending limits for their partisan budget,
my number's been 1.5.
Beneath those sweeping numbers, tough policy debates were made, especially around the parts of the bill designed to fight climate change.
What is non-negotiable?
You know, I think some of the climate provisions that we have, we cannot afford to increase carbon or just fossil fuel emissions at this time. That is simply the science. That is not something we can kick down the line.
You're going to run right into Senator Joe Manchin on those issues, though. You know that.
Yes, and I think Senator Manchin's going to run into the science as well.
President Biden has not only made bold promises about reducing the country's total greenhouse gas emissions, but has leaned on other nations to up their game, too, holding 2 global summits on the topic already.
The time to act is really narrowing. We don't have a lot of time. So we have to act. All of us, we have to act. We have to act now.
Upcoming high-stakes meetings abroad, like the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow in just a few weeks, adding pressure to this moment at home.
In the next 3 weeks, Congress must pass the bold reconciliation bill with robust science and justice-based greenhouse gas pollution reduction investments, because the president cannot show up to Glasgow empty-handed.
Without Republican support for their budget, Democrats must stick together. Senator Joe Manchin, one of the 2 key Senate holdouts, has told reporters he's behind most of the new social programs called for in the budget bill, like paid maternity leave and universal pre-K.
So let's talk about universal pre-K. West Virginia, your home state.
I've been all for that. I'm all in.
You want to make it a federal program?
It's fine to be federal, but the states can do it, too.
But with his state's deep coal roots, he's expressed reluctance and outright opposition to portions of the bill designed to push the nation's transition to clean energy.
The transition is happening. Now they're wanting to pay companies to do what they're already doing. It makes no sense to me at all for us to take billions of dollars and pay utilities for what they're going to do as the market transitions.
In a document obtained by ABC News regarding ongoing negotiations this summer, Manchin specifically writes he's against cutting tax subsidies for fossil fuel companies if the budget includes tax credits for the production of renewable energies. Senator Manchin has also pitched a much lower top-line number for the spending bill, $1.5 trillion, which progressives say is a non-starter.
Well, that's not going to happen.
But
so it's going to be somewhere.
Why won't it add up to that
Because
number?
that's too small to get our priorities in. So it's going to be somewhere, you know, between 1.5 and 3.5. And I think the White House is working on that right now.
The president campaigned on cutting fossil fuel subsidies. I asked the White House if that was still the goal.
You said he's going to make his case for his agenda, but is it also his way of saying enough is enough? This is time to come together now?
I don't think the president is going to say enough is enough. That's not really his vernacular.
Currently, the budget includes over $300 billion in clean energy tax credits to ramp up the production of renewables, cleaner cars, and greener buildings. $150 billion for a clean electricity performance program to incentivize utility companies to use more clean energy sources each year. Incentives for consumers to buy electric vehicles and stricter rules and fees around methane leaks. Speaking to ABC's John Carl, Senate Budget Chair Bernie Sanders argued that the whole package was, in his opinion, probably still too small.
When we especially talk about the crisis of climate change and the need to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel, the $6 trillion that I originally proposed was probably too little. $3.5 trillion should be a minimum.
That's Bernie Sanders on his minimum. Mary Alice Parks, thanks very much for that report.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.